you'll find the game you're looking for. Oh, what the fuck? What? Oh, what was that? Oh, oh.
Say what?
Let's talk about frogs. I don't know what they're for, but they sure do love to make shitty sequels. I still can't take it! Kulapari Dreamwalker is the sequel to Kulipari Army of Frogs, and oh, I've been excited for this one. Listen, between you and me, I'm not really one for serialization, but I kind of have a history with this one. So, let's put aside my very real and genuine trauma to talk about Kulapari, because I am excited for the sequel. Kulapari Season 1 is a good cartoon, but I would say it's just good. It's not amazing or anything. The animation was very subpar, though there were hints of them trying at times. The thing that kept that together was the intricate lore and plot. The characters were great and they had some fucking banger voice actors. The problem, as I have come to know, is that it was based on a book series, 3 books in all, and the author wanted to adapt them into 3 seasons. And well, Netflix, after careful consideration, I have decided that genocide is not at all worth it. At least not this week.
Transmitter problems!
So yeah, it all got crammed into 1 season. I haven't read the books, but I am assuming that we lost a lot in terms of character and detail. It's still a good show, but it probably would have been great had it been adapted through the books. So, with us knowing the strengths and flaws of Kulapari, let's kick back and watch Kulapari Dreamwalker. To my knowledge, it's an original story, not based on a book, so let's see if they improved as they took those reins. I feel empty. Okay, look, I could have done a whole skit about not liking it and funny stuff, but no, it just sucks as a sequel, okay? It just does. It's 1999. You just got home from school. Just finished talking with your friends. The strongest Pokemon, your favorite Dragon Ball character, things that will soon become memories as you continue forward in life. You open the front door, calling for your mom. Usually she prepares a snack for you after a long day of school, but this time, she's not there. No one is. You wander through the house calling for her. You receive no answer, except for the tumult created by the neighborhood cats outside. You wander further to the back of your house, continuing to call for her. By now, you feel a chill coming over you. The outside has become noticeably darker. Your house seems longer as you continue your trek to the back. The wind begins to pick up. Finally, you make it to the very back, to your mother's room. Your hand trembles as you reach for the door handle. Slowly, you turn the doorknob, breathing out an anxious sigh as you begin to push the door open. As you enter the room... Well, that sure was a great story, but the gag is way too long. Let's go, let's move, people. The plot is kind of complicated, so I'm not going to full recap it, but the characters are even more important this time around, so I will go over what the major ones do. Spoilers! Holy shit! Oh my fucking god, it's a spoilers again! Oh, I wouldn't imagine spoilers again! Oh, I wouldn't imagine anybody would care, though, because nobody's gonna fucking watch this. This series heavily relies on you having seen the previous season, so I'm also going to just assume that. However, spoilers. Dreamwalker centers around a gladiatorial arena tournament thingy run by this guy, Darkon. He's not super important, but he is the guy setting the stage. He has imprisoned many and forced them to fight amongst each other for entertainment. Among the people he's captured is Koa, the titular Dreamwalker. But what the fuck is a Dreamwalker? Well, we'll get into that later. I'm not gonna cut away. It's been a while, and Daryl's siblings have grown up to be Kulapari in training. Jeer is still alive and training them. They each have some cool powers: spikes, get bigger, stone. There's G. Be happy to see him now because he barely appears and does jack shit this season. Way to throw away your character. Look, it's not like G has to be adventuring like before. I can believe that as a character, he would want to sit on his ass eating figs. After the shit he's been through, yeah, I would too. The thing is, even the others who have a minor role have at least one important thing they do. But not G. They fucking squandered him, and that's fine, it's not his story, but he definitely could have elevated it. Okay, now here's the thing. It starts out focusing on a few characters, but as soon as Daryl gets mixed in, holy fuck does this shit start getting complicated. It starts following like 4 different groups of characters and intermittently switching perspectives. The only constant is that it all goes down at this tournament. Except for the training Kulipari. Here's the funny thing. They get one side quest, and then they get to fuck off for the rest of the story. All except for the new character that's introduced with them, Stinger. Stinger is a young scorpion who is also a Kulapari in training. And that's pretty cool. Dreamwalker continues that great world building. More than just Frog Kulapari have existed in the past. Stuff like that gets told to us throughout the season, and that's great. But man, the wasted potential. Before we get into all that shit with Daryl and the tournament, let's focus on Stinger and the friends first. They don't get much focus. Their story is that Stinger is having trouble because of his scorpion instincts, and he must decide if he wants to lead the other scorpions or stay and be a Kulapari. Mark Framel is mean to him, but he does it because he wants him to be the best. Stinger is kind of a hard ass at first. He thinks everybody hates him because he's a scorpion, which isn't true, but he still means well. Jeer is poisoned one day, and you know what? I wasn't really agreeing with Stinger until this.
He's been poisoned. Deliberately.
What? Who would... Huh? What? Oh, come on! You think that just because Jeer was ticking me off lately, I'd poison him?
Well, no. But somebody did.
If we were playing detective, you did have motive, means, and opportunity.
And after all, you're a
Scorpion.
The fuck is that supposed to mean? No, I'm with Stinger now. The fuck was that shit? The red one and the pink one, they're at least thinking logically, but Big Blue out here, who the fuck taught you your values, my man? Blue Frog is the type of guy to ask a European why they have good teeth. He would walk into a restaurant after planning and setting a reservation and then walk out because his waiter spoke a different language. And you know why? It's because you're sad, Big Blue, and you don't understand people, so you take your misunderstandings and you turn them into hatred, which is something you can use against people. I know you tell yourself at night that what you do in the day is okay, because hey, they're different from you, and you can't stand for that, because conformity is the only thing you've ever been taught. And when time came for you to be more open-minded like Pink and Red, you looked at that and you spat in the face of true friendship and camaraderie. So I say to you, Big Blue, go back home, take some time to yourself, and work on bettering your perception of the world and how you speak to others. And then maybe you'll learn not to be a fucking bitch! Anyway, it wasn't even scorpion venom, so that conflict happened for no reason. But now, Stinger, Pink, Red, and Bitch gotta go get the special plant to cure the poison. The scorpions of the desert urge Stinger to lead them, and they will show him the way of the cure. They find it and go back home and like an episode. And then they're benched. Yep. Well, Stinger has a bit more to his story, but we'll get to him later. So, let me help you understand the problem with this. The stories switch around not only at random, but also for random intervals of time. Yes, Daryl is trying to rescue the Dreamwalker. Works on that for 2 episodes, go back to Stinger and his friends to get that cure for half an episode, go back to Daryl and let one of the characters there have a flashback with its own story for the whole episode?
It began in the castle.
In the far future, many brave explorers bravely venture into space to brave the unknown. Bravely. These are the fantastic adventures of one such Dizzy on his journey through the cosmos to find out who the fuck asked. There are so many characters that are just the central focus, it makes your fucking head spin. And there are some great ideas here, but they are just fucking squandered. For example, Darkon.
You think you're special, do you?
Your eyes. You're...
Kulapari.
Yeah, he's a Kulapari. That's a really cool idea. To have the villain be a Kulapari? That's awesome. I wonder what they do with it. Fucking nothing. Yup. Holy shit. Marmu's back. Oh, Marmu, the big bad of the first one. He's got more additions to his design. He's different now. I wonder what he'll do. Fucking nothing. Wow. I know this whole thing is confusing and feels like a fucking mess, but that's exactly what it felt like watching this. Daryl's got a rescue, but Kilara wants to pay a debt and get some treasure. But also, Spider Apprentice Lady wants to kill Marmu. But also, Koa is having troubles with his Dreamwalker powers and must make decisions. I wonder what it would be like if I had a hat. I wonder what it would be like if I didn't wear a hat. No you don't, bitch! This is my fantasy! We go back now! Okay, jeez, fuck. Boy, I sure do love having my hat. Boy, ain't it swell having a hat? It sure is. Like, yes, Kulapari Season 1 switches perspectives, but 1, there were only a few, and they were brief and occasional, and B, the main focus of the story was Daryl and his journey. And the ideas it did have were, yes, a little crammed in near the end, but they still made use out of all those ideas they introduced, and that's all this fucking season is. Introductions to something bigger. No one does anything ultimately, because you know what? There's no fucking ending. Yeah, sure, they rescue Koa and Darkon ends up doing squat. Then Koa is having an avatar deal with the spirit of the Turtle King and Jara. He's very powerful, and something will happen if he doesn't get his powers under control. And that one Kulapari from the last season makes a cameo, and she has different powers now. She does nothing also. And finally, Stinger. At the end of the season, Stinger decides to leave the Scorpions of the Desert because they are lost and he wants to take care of his kind. He won't be coming back. And Pink doesn't want him to leave. There isn't a lot of it, but there is a little bit of hinting that Pink and Stinger are closer than the rest. And this scene, where he leaves, despite this season being the way it is, this scene kinda hit me. Maybe it was the moon or some shit, but the performance of the voice actors and the mood was great. It's too bad it wasn't really earned because they barely focused on Stinger and his plight. It all sets up for more and then ends. You know, it's okay to set up for more, but maybe tell a complete fucking story first. And there are also scenes that do not make any fucking sense. Like this.
Look like it walked. Zaba? Worked. Make sure this one stays open.
How does the pin hitting the handle, not the chains, the handle, how does that make it go when Daryl couldn't? How? Why does he need to make it stay down when it's already down? It clearly stopped, you can hear it. And they did the cherry on top, he attaches it to nothing on the floor. Brilliant. This season is full of brain dead shit like this. You want to find out what happens? Watch it yourself, you piece of shit. Watch it yourself. Kulapari Dreamwalker came out in 2018, and some projects in the Kulapari universe were announced in 2019, but nothing was seen of Kulapari after that. Until 2022! When the official Kulapari Twitter and OVFX Studio Twitter posted a demo animation reel showing off their upcoming projects, several of them being set in the Kulapari universe. Among those are Dawn of the Hiding Wars, a prequel to Kulapari, Kulapari Veneno, Veneno, a series taking place in the Amazon and done by a Brazilian animation studio, Warflower, a story that follows the character Quoba, Scorpion School, where two dumbass scorpions try to fit into the army. And Army of Frogs, a full CG feature film remake of the first season of Kulapari. Fuck yeah! I'm dizzy. I'm disoriented. I'm disappointed. And I just... I have a headache now. I think I'm just gonna go take a nap.
Well, you good, man?
Ah!